160,000 new Russian conscripts. Foreign volunteers still dying in Ukraine, and peace nowhere in sight. As Moscow launches its largest draft in years and Kiev sends delegations to Washington, the war in Ukraine enters a dangerous new phase. Western support is wavering, foreign fighters are losing faith, and Russia's war machine is only growing stronger. What are they really fighting for? And what comes next? Ukraine announced this week that it will send a delegation to Washington to continue negotiations over a strategic security and mineral agreement with the United States, an effort clearly intended to preserve ongoing American military support in its war against Russia. The announcement comes on the heels of a devastating weekend. A wave of Russian airstrikes struck the Ukrainian capital, leaving nearly 100 casualties. Ukrainian officials argue these continued attacks are evidence that Moscow has no real interest in a peace settlement. The prospect of cutting aid to Ukraine is not only a geopolitical dilemma, it's a personal and painful one for the many foreign volunteers, including American citizens, who have joined the fight. These volunteers, some of whom have suffered the loss of friends and comrades, want to see the war end. But they also fear that ending Western support now would render their sacrifices meaningless. Such a disillusioning outcome could create a generation of veterans who feel abandoned. While the exact number of foreign citizens who have taken up arms in Ukraine remains unclear, Kiev has claimed that up to 20,000 individuals have joined the International Legion. However, reports by the New York Times and VICE suggest the actual number of active fighters is significantly lower, estimated between 1,500 and 3,000. Russia, too, has been drawing in foreign fighters, including reported deployments from Wagner-affiliated units and even personnel from North Korea. Precise data on the number or role of these individuals is difficult to verify due to the increasingly hybrid form of warfare being conducted. Just how much impact do these foreign volunteers have on the battlefield? That's a complex question. They represent a diverse cohort from different countries, armed forces, and military doctrines, often operating with different equipment and facing significant language barriers. Integrating them into effective combat units presents not only logistical hurdles, but also operational risks. Still, Ukraine continues to rely on every bit of manpower it can gather as it faces Russia's war machine, whose strategy of attrition has long relied on sheer numbers. While Russia holds a numerical advantage, that advantage comes with an economic burden. Sustaining hundreds of thousands of troops over a protracted war requires a functioning economy, something that continues to be tested under international sanctions. Both Moscow and Kiev have ramped up military recruitment. In some cases, both sides have reportedly resorted to coercive conscription to fill the ranks. Under Russian law, mandatory military service occurs twice a year during the spring and autumn. Last week, Russian President Vladimir Putin announced the largest draft in recent years, ordering 160,000 new conscripts into service. This comes on the heels of a September 2024 decree in which Putin ordered the total number of active personnel in Russia's armed forces to be raised to 1.5 million, increasing the overall military strength to approximately 2.38 million personnel. Why the surge now? Although this draft is technically separate from the 2022 mobilization of 300,000 reservists, the scale 160,000 new conscripts is the largest conscription wave since the war began. While the Kremlin claims the move is unrelated to the Ukraine conflict, many international analysts believe it's a prelude to a renewed Russian offensive anticipated this summer. In addition to offsetting combat losses after 3 years of war, Russia may be shoring up its forces to secure the Arctic region and to prepare for the possibility that current peace talks collapse.